Hey, everybody. I'm jumping in a little early because there's just some movement, man. Just some movement. Holy shit. So let's look at this. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to grab NQ. Just grab NQ and look at this for a second. See, we had this massive run up here in the NQ, and we are spiking straight down to the high, to the prior day high. So if I can get this thing to run down, even though we haven't gotten to 945 yet, if I can just get this to run down here and consolidate here, boom, I'm all over this. So I wanted to point that out. Come on. I took a gold trade this morning. I'm up $230, $231.50 or something like that. I can't read the number. I went from the pivot to the pivot. I went from the rotation. I'll show it to you here in a minute. Come on, NQ, keep going down. Come on. Come on, NQ, keep going down. Come on. Keep going down. Keep going down. Jesus. When I saw this thing running down, I just had to jump in and start the live a little early. Okay, we've hit. Now, for me, I have to have not a huge candle. Let me see if we've even broke. I'm on the video here. So shoot, man. Okay, yeah, come back down. I would like it to be further down. I would like it to be further down. Come on. Well, if we get an inside candle here, that'd be fine too. If we can get an inside candle here, I would have liked to have had it go down a little more, but if we can get an inside candle here, I'd be looking at the long. Stay. Stay. Or go down, one or the other. All right, it's going back down. That's good. Good. All right, I am going to take the long out the other side of that inside candle in case it does run up. Because we went below the inside candle, the rejection back through the top would be beautiful. But we're still formulating perfectly. Okay, we're in like flint. Come on. Go. There you go. Now go. Come on. Come on. I need you to go up. All right, I'm going to even here. Come on, go. Now, we expect some headwinds at this 9 EMA. We've talked about that a million times. So let's just see how we manage the 9 EMA. I'm not going to allow myself to take a loss. Come on. All right. It's probably still going to go up. I just don't like that it's so early. Man, gold is on fire over here. Gold is on fire over here. God dang, look at that NQ still going. Yeah, it's probably going to go up. I just squeezed my stop too fast. Probably going to go up. Got me discombobulated now because I should have been looking at gold here. Damn it. Yep, I should have been looking at gold. Man, oh man, I should have been looking at gold. I should have been looking at gold, man. I missed that trade. Jim, I hope you got that gold trade right there. Damn it. Yeah, that MNQ is probably going to roll. It's just got to pop this top right here. It's probably and get inside this 9 EMA. I knew the battle was, we talked about this a million times. The battle was going to be right here. That's where the battle was going to be. If we can just get up and inside it, then we're going to roll quite a ways back up. Look at that gold. Jim, did you get that gold trade? Yeah. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you got that. Beautiful gold trade just set up, man. Oh, God, I completely missed it because I was in this damn NQ trade. Ah, shit. Beautiful gold trade. God dang it. I did hit a gold trade earlier this morning. That's what gave me my profit so far. I did hit a gold trade long. Man, that gold trade short right there is beautiful. You should have already been, let's see, 9. It's at least at $400 right now. Yep. God dang it. I completely missed that gold trade. I was too busy. I can't look at too many instruments at the same time. I was sold on this NQ trade. It's still probably going to, well, now let's, everybody remember this, okay? Remember this. We could, if we can get a sequence of candles coming back down, we could get a W pattern right here in this NQ. Remember that, okay? We could get a W pattern. Yeah, that gold trade was beautiful. I mean, if I literally just sat here and traded gold the last, 2-3 months and just didn't even look at anything else, I'd probably be better off. Probably be better off. Gold has just been a beast lately. That kind of screwed my W pattern right here. Let me shrink this up and kind of get my head on straight. Let me shrink this up and get my head on straight. Yeah, that gold trade was beautiful, Jim. It even gave you that little Donchian, just a little bit of a Donchian pull down. Oh my God. I mean, just look, folks. You had your crossover, Donchian Channel, pull back to the 1-minute gold line and the 5-minute red line. Boom, boom. Just beautiful. And when I turned around and looked from this NQ trade, this red line right here had already started forming, and I was too late. I'm not going to chase a trade. We've talked about that a million times. Good job, Jim. Good job, Jim. Yeah, damn it. And when that red line was forming, that's when I said, oh shit, I missed that good trade. I knew that was a good trade. You just see it. I mean, you can see the signs that trade was going to be a beautiful trade. God dang it. That was a beautiful trade. That so far has been the trade of the day for sure. God dang it. Frustrating. Just frustrating. Just frustrating. That was the trade. Jesus, mother of God. Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was a 10-bagger right there. For those of you that don't know, that 10-bagger is $1,000. That's $1,000 rotation that just happened in gold on one contract. Just a beautiful, and if you're following the back of the candles, you're still in it. I mean, it could collapse 10 more dollars. That was a beautiful rotation. Absolutely beautiful rotation. Good job. Good job, Rick. Good job. Dude, that's $40 more than I got yesterday, and I called it a day. Of course, I made up for last week's shortage. I only hit 750 or something last week because, again, two of the days I was sim trading, and then one day I didn't even trade. So I made that money Thursday and Friday, my two worst days to trade, in my opinion. So I made my $700 and some Thursday and Friday. But this week, man, Tuesday, I had a $1,250 day on Tuesday. So that gave me my money for this week, and it made up for my money last week. So yesterday I had $300. Today I'm at 240. You know, I'm fine. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I'm just fine. I don't come on here and print nothing against Jim. So the Jim, please don't take this the wrong way, but I don't come on here and print, $5,000 and then tell you guys, okay, I'm going to shut the stream off. And now you got to pay me to learn how to do that. Stupid shit like that. I'm here because honestly, you guys being here with me makes me more disciplined to not just take trades. And I enjoy seeing things like that. I enjoy Rick Sales. So I don't know who Rick Sales is. I don't think I've seen a message from you before. And you may have emailed me, but I've never seen you on message on here. And there you are pumping out $340. Awesome. Absolutely awesome, dude. Like Orville said, I just want to make $300 a day, Bob, and then retire early. Well, shit. Orville made $1,300 on Tuesday. He emailed me yesterday his P&L. Where is it? Hold on here. Because he wanted to prove to me that he wasn't making shit up. And his P&L was $3,300 yesterday. $3,300 yesterday. This is a guy that came here and wanted to do $300 a day. $300 a day. Like, come on, man. That's amazing. He did $3,300 yesterday. Did $1,300 the day before. All right, let me get focused here. I'm sorry. I'm blabbing. Man, that gold trade, Jim. That was it. That second red candle. That was when I turned my head and I saw that candle forming, and I was like, shit. What I wanted it to do was roll up a little bit so I could enter, after the candle already started. But it just kept on rolling down, and I was like, shit, I missed that trade. God dang, I missed that trade. Just missed that trade, man. Absolutely missed it. I'm pissed. I'm frustrated. That would have just made my day real easy. Would have made my day real easy. That would have made my day real easy. Jesus. Absolutely easy. Yeah, Mike, here's the thing too. This is what you guys need to get from a day like today and a day like Tuesday. There's days to make money, and there's days to sit here and go, I'm going to probably donate if I keep trading. And it's when you can disseminate the difference between those 2 days, that's going to make the difference, because Jim might sit here and hit a couple gold trades today and let's just say make $2,000. But he can tell you, I guarantee you, he can tell you tomorrow he could sit here and things just aren't working. And if he keeps pressing, he could lose that $2,000 just faster than he actually made it. So you just got to know, you got to, I stress that. That's one of the things I stress so much. Is the market being deliberate? If it's not, sit on your hands. There ain't no sense in guessing. There is no sense in donating. Let's see here. I kind of like this YM here, potential YM long off the high here. Everybody see that? We finally went through the high, and we created actually a new current high, and we're sitting on top of the prior day high right here. So I'm kind of looking at this as a potential long off the prior day high. Currently, this would be the only instrument that's actually that line has held, ironically, because we blew through it. And man, the ES had some beautiful crossover rejections this morning. It's had two of them. The ES is just poof to the short side. So this is the only one right now holding that line, just to be honest with you. Yeah, that's kind of giving me pause here. This is the only instrument that's right now held the prior day high. I'll show you here. I'm not going to do this, just so you guys know. I'm not going to do this. Let me show you this. So see the ES? It got inside the red line, and then bam, now it crossed over, and here's the prior day high. Look at those rejections. Down to this Donchian channel again, back up, down again. So until I see us change what's going on here in terms of direction, I'm not going to fight the YM the opposite way. I'm just not going to do it. Because right now it's the ES is shortening itself. Now see the YM now. See that the trade's over anyways. This candle opened and closed below that prior day high. The NQ just kind of it's kind of stuck. The NQ's just kind of stuck. God dang. God dang it, man. Oh, Jim, I'm so embarrassed I missed that freaking gold trade. I'm so embarrassed. I'm embarrassed with myself. It's just sitting there staring at that freaking MNQ trade. God dang it. Just embarrassed. I don't have the crude chart. I don't have enough. I don't even have enough space for these 5 instruments and the chat. I struggle with what I have now. The thing, again, I've talked about crude. The problem with crude is it's not giving me the ranges lately that I want for when I enter a trade. Like gold is just like gold. The rotation gold just gave on that 1 minute gold line was $1,000 on one contract. $1,000 on one contract. And Jim hit it. That was it. That's how the rotations in gold right now are just insane. The gold trade I was in earlier, man, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize I was so close to the prior day high. I mean, I should have made, in just a simple rotation, I should have made an extra $300-400 because it ran right to that freaking target. This is the rotation I took in gold right here. So we had a crossover right here. Here's a reset. We had a reset candle, crossover, Donchian channel, boom, down. And then I had my stop down below here. And then I just got nervous, put my target here, and it ran right to the high, just like it's supposed to. That was my not pre-market. Well, yeah, it's not pre-market for gold because gold had been open for over an hour. It was pre-market for equities. God dang it. Gold, 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 gold. So, I talk about deliberate. This blue right now, and again, order of operations. This line's more powerful than this red line, and therefore it blew through the red line. Then they just used the red line to reinforce the downtrend. And here's where the downtrend's going. I mean, it's like once you guys start seeing this, stuff, it'll just like, yeah. So this rotation's going from here to here. Now the question is, when it gets here, because we got this here, we got this here, when it gets here, how does it arrive? Does it arrive with a fire in its belly, or does it meander its way? Because if it meanders its way to here, then I'm going to be more concerned that the rotation's going to be here, or the rotation's going to be here, because the way it arrives usually dictates what it's going to do next. The way it arrives. Jesus. Now, of course, I didn't take this break because these candles right here off this prior day high, they're just too big. If we had a consolidation up here, I'd have been all over this, bam, back down through here. But it did not. These candles were just too big for me. I just don't have the cojones for that. I like to see candles kind of consolidate and kind of minimize my risk. What are you talking about, Ryan? That gold trade? That gold trade right there? It never, once this candle, the entry's this candle right here. It's not here or anything like that, or it's not this gold line. The entry is the rotation, then the break. Bam. I mean, this, I bet Jim probably took maybe $20 heat, if anything. Ah, man. Okay, Bob, get your head out of your ass. Well, for clarity, Ryan, when I enter, so let me just tell you this. First of all, I use the Trade Saber thing. So I would have pushed sell as this candle closed, and then boom, I'd be entering here. So immediately out of the gate, my target, because I have to have a target and I have to have a stop, okay? My target on gold is 40 ticks and my stop is 20. That's what immediately shows up on my chart. What I do after that is I manage this, and I talk about this all the time. Everybody on here knows this. The first thing I do is grab my stop and I look for a safer place for my stop to be less than 20 ticks, if available. So like once this started crashing down, this red candle, once it started crashing down, I just put my stop right above it. So so I would have gone from 20 ticks down to 9, probably 7 ticks. Probably about 7 ticks. And then I would either readjust my target to be down here because of all these pivots to my left as potential support. And if it blew through it, then I might have dragged it further. Jim dragged it further. Jim went for bigger money. I probably would have been out on that one about 50 ticks because I probably would have grabbed my target. I grabbed my stop first. I always manage my stop first. When I get my stop where I want it, that's when I manage my target. Always my stop first. Always manage my stop first, not my target. Shit. All right, let's keep. Let me start paying attention here. I got to start paying attention. Damn, I can't believe that. I'm actually thinking it's going to go to the overnight open, David. That's what I would prefer. I would prefer it to go to the overnight open because I just feel like when the overnight open and the red line are close to each other, that they're really trying to move it to the overnight open. They're trying to clear that space out first before they rotate. Because again, they're going to seek the more, in my opinion, from watching these charts so long and whatever, they're going to seek the more powerful line when the lines are close to each other. That's usually what I find. So what I would like this thing to do is come down here. Again, it's all about, it's all about guessing at sometimes. But so many times, like, because remember, this is a 5-minute red line too. So like you could get sucked in and then it just rolls over and it really goes back to here anyways. You get where I'm going, David? Because, that's a 5-minute line. We're using 1-minute candles. So even if it hiccups here, with this being so close, that may just be the hiccup that they're still going to roll it over to here. So anyways, and yeah, so we did go through the red line there. I'm hoping we don't roll up. I'm hoping we come down and actually test this thing. Now, I don't know if any, I've got more charts open than probably most of you, but the little thing that's got me a little sideways right now is this. This is the ES. Look at that. Look at that crap. And this is the big dog. This is the one. So he's stuck. He's stuck below the prior day high. Okay. He is stuck. He being the ES. He is currently stuck. And so, meaning they want to buy it, but there's too much selling pressure above them. And so he's stuck. And when he's stuck, some of these others may not have as much clarity about what they're going to do. Jesus. All right, YM. With that situation we got up here with the ES, I wouldn't mind this thing running all the way down to here and then rejecting back to the prior day close. So going from the open to the close, that would be nice. And even when I tell you guys things, it's like none of it's written in stone because, again, this is trading. But you just kind of get again, that's why I say screen time. You just kind of get a feeling about things. And if you look at the YM, these bastards, they rolled inside the prior day high and then rolled over. So normally, if this is your starting point, let's just say because you had this rotation, it went up and then it came down, then they're going to go to a line. They're not going to go to a moving average. That might help too also. If you just kind of look at it, where did we come from? Well, we actually came from here because we went inside the prior day high, rolled up, and then rolled down. So we're going to go to a line because, they like to play from line to line. They'd like to play from Donchian Channel high to moving average. Now, this did go from Donchian Channel high to moving average too. I get that. But I don't know. You just got to kind of get a feel. I would like the ES to start doing something, because then that would hopefully mean the rest of the market will start moving also. So, look at the damn ES. Again, I don't have the nerve for this stuff. So you guys know, but it's observation. So it's been fighting the prior day high. See that? Just bing, 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 bing. I mean, this line has just been ping, 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 keeping it down. And here they go right to here. That's where Jesus. Well, Mike, the 5-minute, this is it right here. See this very light colored gold line right here? That is the 5-minute 9 EMA. But I don't trade it. I just use it for observation, because sometimes price can hang out at it. Like, for example, right here in the YM, price came up to it twice and then rolled over. So it helps you observe. Shoot, I just got my chart stuck again. It was Windows something. What was it? Windows up. Right, there it is. All right. Or Windows down. How do I do this? Where did it go? Why can't I get this? I got it now. All right, I got it. Jesus. All right. So I have it on there. I just don't trade it. It's not even in my listed on my chart description. It's not even listed on there, but I have it on there very lightly, just for observational purposes. Well, I made some money today, but I certainly haven't done anything spectacular. Yeah, $235. I certainly haven't done anything spectacular. Shit. So I missed that freaking gold trade. Now, I never would have played it all the way out. Full disclosure, Jim played it out for $1,000. I wouldn't have. I would have played it out for about 500. Back to those pivots. Good morning, Joey. Yeah, just yeah, full disclosure, I would not have made that one to $1,000. Now, if that same exact setup had happened to the long side, where I see that gold has been traditionally going lately, I might have played that up for $1,000. But to the downside, I wouldn't have. I would have taken what the market gave me back to the rotation. Again, letting my bias dictate my trade versus the chart pattern. That's something that I tend to struggle with. Jim did, Dominic. Jim took that trade, the 5-minute red line. He hit it for $1,000 a contract. I was in an MNQ rejection of the prior day high trade at the exact same time that trade set up, Dominic. I didn't like it, Joey. I didn't like it. And the reason I didn't like it is because we started a meandering situation here. So I didn't like it. Now, obviously, the damn thing worked. But I mean, I personally didn't like it. So I just didn't call it out. I was calling out when we were sitting on the top of it, the long of the YM. And then this candle formed here and killed that idea. You took that? Good for you, man. That's just, that was a wonderful result for damn sure. Let's see if we can get something going here. So we got the prior day open below us in the YM. We're about to go there, hopefully, which we're kind of doing what I thought we were going to do. Once we went through here, I was like, I think they're going to keep on going. And they are. And I said this because of what was going, if you guys remember, I said this because what was going on with the ES. The ES was stuck below the prior day high and definitely intentionally being forced down. So when the YM went through here, I was thinking they're going to just keep going down. You're still in it? I guess you're following the pivots. Oh yeah, the best time to trade, especially when you're learning this stuff, is like now when the volatility has calmed down. I stressed that a million times when I talk about how I got my first payout in Apex. I would just wait for the ES to calm down well after 10-15 or so. And then I would just sit there and wait for the rotations and then, retest the gold line and then boom, short or shoot long. And I just, yeah, I'm looking at GC too. Hold on here. The problem with it is that it walked there. See this consolidation here? It walked here. I don't like that. It walked its way here. So all these candles consolidated above it, and then it just walked here. That's not a good sign. You got to remember, see how this was deliberate? Boom, boom. That was deliberate. That's what made this a good trade. This is not necessarily a good setup because this whole situation right here destroyed all the momentum. If we had gone bing, 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 bing to here, I'd have been screaming, gold, 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 gold. But we didn't. We stuck right here. Joe, you're my new hero, man. Woo! Let's see. There you go. That little pattern did not fail me. This right here, you pay attention to things like this before you get to here, it'll keep you out of those losses. It's just the little stuff. How did we get here? Now, the problem with this, let's just say we get an inside candle here, okay? Because we did come straight down here, but let's say we get an inside candle here. The problem with this is you go from here to here. You don't have any room before you're going to get punched in the head again. So we're getting an inside candle here in gold. Let me look at this. Man, I'm kind of looking at the RTY too. Damn it. Because the ES just sat on top of the prior day close. It's literally sitting on the prior day close. And the RTY is sitting on the prior day open. Mm, 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 mm. I'm going to pass on gold for right now, just because there's no room, even if this sets up to the long side. But it looks like it's going to, if this candle here will close, it looks like it's going to rotate back to the prior day close to the long side if it breaks the top of that. Okay, so here we are. Let me get this out. I mean, the rotation should be, because we had a nice deliberate move here, the rotation should be from the break of that candle to here. But it's not enough for me to play it. There's just not enough money there. I don't think 90, it's $200. If you had like a 10 tick stop and a 20 tick target, that might be worth the try. I'm going to pay attention to RTY here. I'm liking the fact that the YM is coming to its support area. The ES is sitting on its support area, but the more deliberate pattern to its support area was the RTY of the three. Of the three, the RTY has the better pattern to get here. Definitely the better pattern than the RTY. Definitely. I shut the close that. That's a better pattern. Look at that pattern. Holy shit. All right. So I'm going to look at this. Hold on here. Let me get, yeah, I'm in. Come on. Come on. Let's go up. Let's go up. Let's go up. There you go. Let's go up. Come on. There you go, baby. There you go. There you go. That's how we play the game. Come on. Keep going. Come on. I'm looking at the ES. The ES did roll up. So RTY, come on, man. You need to go too. You need to go too. You need to go too. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't do that. Come on. Why is everybody else going up except you? Hell, even the YM's going up. Come on. Oh, you're going to get, oh my God. Do you know why everything else is going up except the RTY? Does anybody know why? I bet somebody can guess. Because I'm in the RTY. That's why it's the one not going up. I need you to break long. Go. Come on. There you go. Come on. What? Oh, you dog. I'm going to have to get out. I'm going to have to get out. I'm going to have to get out here in a second. All right. I'm going to put my stop right below that candle there. I'm going to have to get out if it doesn't rotate here. Come on. You should have rotated by now. You know that. You should have rotated by now. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on. Why are we lollygagging? Now I'm in trouble because the 9 EMA has finally started catching up. So I'm in trouble. I got to break this pivot right here at 50.9. Come on. There you go. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Why do you have to make my life so stressful? All right, I'm at even because we're in a battle with the 9 EMA. I don't like the 9 EMA catching up. That's why I want that rotation quicker. So now I'm battling the 9 EMA. Here we go. Here we go. All right. There we go. Jesus. That was stressful. Still doesn't mean I'm going to get anything, but hopefully this stays inside that 9 now. There we go. Okay. Jesus. I hope everybody felt my stress there. I hope everybody felt my stress because, by golly, I had it. There we go. Come on. Let's just get to my target, which is in front of this pivot right here. Man, there's a pivot right here right here. There's a pivot, a micro pivot that we got to battle through. There we go. Come on. Go through it. Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. See, it's running in that straight line. I hate when, okay, there we go. See, it ran in a straight line again. And so let me tell you something. Why did I let my target take me out? Because when the damn thing runs in a straight line, I know it needs to breathe. So if it had rolled over and sat on the gold line and started going up, then I would have moved my target. It's just, but this damn thing will just keep on running, I'm sure, for now. Anyways, that was a good trade. And look at the YM. Now, I didn't like the situation on how it got there. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. So why did I leave room? Why did I give room to that RTY trade when it was battling at that line? Why did I leave my stop below the pivot of the rotation candle? I did that because I kept looking over at the YM and seeing we're north of the line. And I'm looking over at the ES and we're north of the line. This line right here. See, this line right here. We were going north of the prior day close that I talked about over here. When I said bam, 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 they're going to bring it down to here. Well, that's exactly what they did. So we were north, we were getting pushed up here, and we were getting pushed up here. So I had the patience to let this damn thing catch up. Now, obviously, the freaking thing just keeps on running because I'm out. But, whatever. It's just, I had a lot of confirmation on 2 other charts, which is what gave me the patience on that RTY. Listen, man, they dirty dogged this one. See this candle right here? They went down and ticked just below it before they hammered it back up. They dirty dogged that one, man. They played nasty right here. They did. They played nasty. Good job, Christine. There you go. There you go. Where am I at right now? That should put me at $600 and some dollars. Yeah, $622. And it's 10:30. $622. This damn thing, you dog, you're going to roll all the way up there without giving any stress on the people that were still in it. What a dog. God dang. All right. Well, I hope everybody liked that trade. I hope everybody saw mentally why I took this one versus this one versus this one. But I used this, which is the ES, and I used this, which is the YM. By the way, yes, the YM actually, once again, by the way, this is 2 days in a row that the YM's rotation was more smooth than the RTY's. Yesterday, I got stopped out of a beautiful freaking trade that I was in the RTY because its rotation was ugly and the YMs was at the same time, the YMs was perfect, and I would have made a lot more money. Maybe I need to just start focusing on that YM more. It seems to be getting manipulated less than the RTY. By the way, whoever asked me about that 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart, see this? Again, that's my observation. So bam, it hit here and it rotated down. So like if I'm in it and it just keeps on running, I'm going to be leery that when we get to here, there's going to be a rejection or most likely a lot of people selling out. And then you got to reset and then roll up. All right, David. Well, as long as you're moving in the right direction now. George, you asking me that I took $400 in that trade. If you're asking me, George, I took $400 in that RTY trade right there. And obviously I could have made more. I get all that, Shit, guys, that was pretty good. I missed the best trade of the day, which was gold. Of course, my buddy Jim didn't. My buddy Jim didn't miss that trade. I hope you guys watching this, I hope that, watching me and watching what we're doing, I hope you're starting to see what I've been, talking about and putting on these charts and doing just, videos on that aren't live. I'm hoping you're starting to see and you're starting to recognize the things that I'm looking for and, that kind of stuff. It doesn't make me right. It doesn't make you wrong. It's just what I observe and what I'm thinking. And, take what little pieces that I may have to offer to you and then build upon them yourself with your own personality and your own style. Some people, want to take swing trades. Well, man, there are some absolutely gorgeous swing trades that I talk about at times. That 5-minute red line, man, that is your swing trade beast. That is your swing trade beast. If you want to learn how to just put that line on your chart only and learn how to trade it, and you can swing trade till you're blue in the face. But anyways, like for example, in gold, you had that crossover retest. There's your swing trade. Bam, all the way back to here. Anybody have any idea how much money that is? What are we at here? I can't read that stuff. 80s? Holy cow. It's 2,000, 3,000. We're heading towards $3,000 on one contract. That just that. No problem, Bill. Listen, Bill, I'm still learning every day. I'm still learning every day. Shit, when I first started doing these live streams just a couple weeks ago, I didn't even have the YM on the chart. And then somebody in the room said, holy shit, I took this YM trade, which is off my patterns. And I went back and looked because the YM several months ago was kind of like the gold is for me right now, which is, it was dormant. So I took it off my radar, but it's back on my radar now because it's not moving dormant. It's actually moving, and so, that's, and someday I'm sure I'll have I'm sure I'll have oil back on my charts because it won't be dormant. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. Money rotates from this instrument to this instrument, starts moving a little more. Starts becoming a little more deliberate. Gold has a, I'm going to throw this over here. I don't know that I'm going to take any more trades because, man, I got $600. I've got to drive a long ways today for an appointment this afternoon. But gold had a nice rotation from here to here. Nope, there it goes. Just keep on going. Okay. I was going to say, because there's this, again, deliberate. If this line held, boom, there's your move back to here. But gold just decided to keep on trucking to the south side. Just fine with me. Thank you, Ruben. I think, man, we've had some, last week when I was doing this for my first time, I was struggling. I didn't know how to read the chats. I didn't know how to, I was screwing stuff up. I was not doing a good job of seeing the charts because I was not comfortable. I'm getting more comfortable, and I'm getting better at, explaining what I'm seeing on the charts because I'm getting my feet wet. And I wouldn't mind, again, this is like maybe down the road. When I say down the road, maybe after the holidays, but I may evaluate doing this literally live, not through YouTube where it gets delayed and stuff. But this is just my way of being able to do it without it costing me money and me learning how to do it. To do it live, it's going to cost money and stuff. It's not that simple. But I didn't even know if my internet was going to become a shit pile with me trying to trade and a live stream. I mean, I didn't know. I had to kind of test this stuff out. Again, remember the name of the YouTube channel. It's called The Trading Journey of Robert Anderson, and that's exactly what I'm on the journey, and you're just here watching the journey. If you want, if you don't, you don't. I don't. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. Yeah, it did. As a matter of fact, the YM, and I wasn't paying attention to it, but it may actually be doing a W pattern here. It may actually be doing a W pattern. I wasn't even paying attention to that. So you see, you got your rotation from here. Really, your rotation came from here. But you had your rotation down. Here's your pivot. Here's your spot. Here's your second pivot. So here's your long. So the YM maybe, and that's again, swing trades. This is a swing trade pattern, especially when you're starting from way the hell up here. Because this thing from this rotation spot right here, it may go all the way back up to here. The key is it's gotta keep. Now it did this nice rotation down, created a new leg, which was higher than this one, and then it as soon as the candles broke to the long side, there it goes. So that could be a beast of a W pattern. It really Zoom. Does Zoom let you do 100 for free? I don't know. I haven't. That'd be interesting to know. I mean, we're almost over 100 right now. But yeah, let's see. Look at that. Look at that YM, man. Yeah, man. I'm too busy talking. Look at that W pattern. This thing is you know, again, now this is potential swing trade stuff, but, or you can even take the money from here to here. You know what I mean? But that rotation could conceivably be, you know, back up here by the end of the day. Nice, beautiful W pattern. Nice, beautiful W. Whenever there's a rotation in the market, if you go back and look where the rotation started so many times, you'll see that pattern. Man, I had Discord before. It wasn't freaking free, my friend. I was paying hundreds of dollars for it. And I freaking hated it. I hated Discord. Be interesting to see if the key to this YM is it's got to get through this pivot right here. It's a beautiful pattern if it does it. It's a gorgeous pattern. Okay. All right, Mike. I fucking hated Discord. Excuse me, I just swore. I didn't mean, sorry. But I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It was so non-user friendly. Like what I'm using right now is very easy to use. Yeah, that's what I was using was Discord Nitro. Dude, I'm telling you, I easily spent $500 on that. Must be I was doing something different. I easily spent $500 on Discord Nitro stuff. Insane. And then I didn't even like it. This YM pattern's not holding. The W pattern's not holding. Yep. Wouldn't have made it for me. Wouldn't have made it for me. By the way, for again, whoever asked me about the 9 EMA, on the 5-minute, see Bing, see how ES has come to it twice and gotten slapped in the head. I just don't use it as a tradable event, but you can, if you've got it on your chart, you can recognize why you stopped. Because somebody asked me about the 9 EMA on a 5-minute. So that's just a 45. That's just a 45 EMA line that I have on my chart. I don't talk about it on here because I don't trade it, but I use it as observation because I see, I see reactions there. And the ES got punched in the head twice from it, from exactly that line. See you, Ivan. Yeah, I might have to call it a day too myself. I've got a long drive ahead of me. I got to go walk some property and shoot, man. I contracted a house today, by the way. Woohoo! This morning before I even started this stream. I'm only building it out near the coast of North Carolina, 13 feet in the air. We'll be putting it up on pylons. I just contracted that house today. Man, it's going to be a beautiful house. Big, huge covered porch across one whole side of it, looking out over the water. Your boy's doing that right here. Yeah, 45 EMA is that thin yellow line. Because it's that plays it out as a 5-minute gold line. I don't trade it. I just use it to be observant of it there. And the ES finally gave up the ghost, which means the YM's probably going to do the same thing. Thank you, Ive. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I built one. I built another one out on an island in North Carolina. Matter of fact, where the original colony was in, it's called Manio Island. I built a house there about a year and a half ago or so, and I think it was for floodplain stuff and all that stuff. I think that house was like 10, 12 feet in the air, and it was a cape. So, poof, I mean, so it was standing on these pylons, and the roof went like way straight up. It was great. Beautiful house. Beautiful house. Beautiful cape. It gave me a reason to take my dogs and go out to the coast and hang out, you know. What are you struggling, Keenan? Are you struggling on taking the trade, or are you struggling on seeing the trades? I'm not sure I understand the question, Ryan. The psychology part. Listen, that is the number one thing, in my opinion, to overcome. And so the only thing I can tell you on how I did it, and I still haven't completely done it. Well, don't ever oversize. Okay. It's about the execution without the stress. But you know, that's, for example, listen, I got people in this group like Jim making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a day trading, right? I'm the guy still sitting here trading the MNQ because of the stress of the cost of those ticks, you know, and the speed by which it moves. That's because I still struggle mentally with trading. And so the only thing that, like, for example, the way I managed this RTY trade, that just came from confidence over time. I can't fix screen time. I can't tell you screen time, and making sure your targets are always bigger than your stop. So that you know, when you're correct 50% of the time, and if you're moving your stop from a bigger loss to a lesser bigger loss, like when this hammer candle went back up, I moved my stop from here to here. Then I got lucky and it just ran. But my point is that so that you can mentally be correct 50% of the time, and because that's what I tell people, I'm going to be right 50% of the time. And if I'm right 50% of the time, that means I'm okay with being wrong. And then the 50% of the time I'm right, I'm going to make double the money I lost on the 50% of the time I'm wrong. if you go into this, if you A3 exec or whatever, if you go into the description of the video, I have all the settings of everything on that chart detailed out. And I have EMA and SMA. They're not all EMA. It's not all EMA. That Ryan, yeah. You lost $400 today. Yeah. Dale, are you trading a prop firm? Are both of you trading a prop firm? Because I highly recommend that while you're struggling mentally. I highly recommend that. If while you're struggling mentally, you're using a prop firm to train your mind in trading. That's the number one thing a prop firm provides, in my opinion, is the ability to trade like you're really there. And if you happen to do well, you do get paid. I'm proof of that. I mean, I've been paid by Apex, several times. And what they paid me, paid for what it cost for me to be there. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, while you're struggling mentally, if you're trading live money, then you are a fool, in my opinion. I am a fool because I traded live money 10 plus years ago, and I still mentally have problems. But 10 plus years ago, I traded live money, and all I did was lose money. Yeah, I think they have an 80% off sale right now, David. I have a link in the description to my whatever affiliation to them. I mean, if you buy an account with them, a 25K account, I get like $3 or something. But it's not just, I don't do that necessarily for the $3 as much. And these guys know that because that have been here a long time, because they've heard me. I tell you, prop firms are not your friend. They aren't your friend, but they can provide a lot of good while you're struggling mentally to learn how to trade. Screen time. I talked about it a lot yesterday, where I took one trade type, which, by the way, if somebody took my advice today on that one trade type, they'd have made money. I took one trade type and I took the ES and I traded that one trade type on the ES, and I went 30 some days. It's documented in this YouTube video at the beginning of this YouTube channel. I went 30 some days in a row where I never lost money. And but I I had to be patient, and I made like maybe $100 some days. I made $300 some days, whatever. And I went through the evaluation process. Then I went through the prop firm payout process. And then I took my, $2,000 check, and I, showed everybody on YouTube, and I every day I showed my trades, again, after the fact, but I mean, I did. And I only traded the ES, and I only traded the 1 minute gold line, and I waited for oscillations in the ES with the 1 minute gold line. It's the beginning of my channel. I don't know, but I have a whole section. Whatever they call that. I mean, I'm not a YouTube expert, But I have a whole section, and there's a link in the description that takes you to my training videos that specifically goes over my strategy. And the one that I'm talking about is the 1 minute gold line. I just traded the 1 minute gold line in the ES to get my footing, to learn rinse, wash, repeat, seeing the charts, doing specific thing, one specific thing. So I didn't have to learn all this other crap. You know, I didn't have to learn how to trade the overnight open. I didn't have to learn how to trade the 5 minute red line and any of that stuff. And I didn't have to learn the personality of 5 different instruments at the same time. Because again, I talk about that also, not all the time, but I do talk about it often. And that is, each one of these instruments has its own personality. Some of them are very comparable in their personality, but you know, and when I'm in a trade, I recognize the personality playing itself out better because I've traded them so much. My favorite instrument that's on my charts right now is the RTY, but she's starting to piss me off a little bit because she's making things stressful on me. I may have to start paying attention to the YM more now. But the RTY is a beautiful instrument. I have a friend of mine who trades only the RTY, only, and he loves it. Again, in his mind, he only has to know the personality of that. Jim, who's on here, who's learned this trading strategy from me, and his charts look exactly like mine. Nothing different, no oscillators, no bullshit, nothing to confuse him. He trades gold and the NQ, and you know, now both of them have a different personality, but he trades those two because they provide the most opportunity for profit. That doesn't mean that's what you want to trade. If I'm making sense, you don't necessarily, when you're learning how to do this, you don't necessarily learning how to mentally deal with trading. You don't necessarily want to trade the instruments that are going to provide you the most profit because they also provide the most volatility. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm a perfect example. I don't even trade the NQ. Because it's too. Now I trade the MNQ, but I don't trade the NQ. It's too scary for me, man. It's just way too scary. I can only lose my money once. Now I'm trading with real money, so you know I can only lose it once. You know, when I was trading in a prop firm, I was trading the NQ. You know, I didn't necessarily trade it a lot, but I did trade the NQ when I was trading a prop firm. But when I got over here to live money, I said, yeah, I probably don't want to do that. I probably don't want to do that. You know, because you can only lose your money once. So yeah, we just hit the 11 o'clock hour, Bruce. You're right. There's usually a little hiccup at that time on the charts. Does everybody know why there's a hiccup on the charts at 11 o'clock? Can anybody guess why sometimes there's a little hiccup at 11 o'clock? 10 in the Midwest. By the way, I like that, Bruce. You know, you're speaking, you know, back in the day, futures traders only talked in Central Time language. Seriously, that they only talked in Central Time language, regardless of where they were in the United States. Whereas stock traders talk in Eastern Standard Time language. Well, I've just decided I'm going to talk in Eastern Standard Time language on this channel. Yeah, RJ, I agree. listen, the guy who made, and I'm not gonna call him out on here, but the guy who made these labeled lines on here, who I really, I like him. He's a great guy. The guy who made these label lines, I have told him, you probably don't want it. He trades the NQ. And I've told him, you probably don't want to trade the NQ, man. And he just likes the action, but he just, it doesn't work for him. It doesn't work, but he'll sit there and trade the NQ over and over and over again. It's like, man, some people are glutton for punishment, man. Glutton for punishment. Now, today, the NQ is being very dormant, being very quiet. It's being a lot more quiet than the ES and the YM, which is kind of, and even the RTY. Boy, look at that beautiful RTY trade I took today. Look at that. That's just beautiful, man. I'm so excited. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Like, if you're trading in a prop firm and you're trying to just practice, then yes. But if you're actually trying to pass an evaluation and get paid, then you're going to have to be a rock star at trading to get the MES to get you to pay out. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. I didn't trade any of the micros when I was trading a prop firm because, and again, this is just me, because I just didn't give a shit about the $30 for the account. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't care. So I traded the big dollars. Now, even on here with all 5 of these accounts, I'm trading with my live money. I'm only trading one of them in the MNQ. I'm trading the rest of them, full contract. Yeah, I mean, then it's just a matter of, then you might as well, and now I'm going to say this, but you got to remember when I say this, it's tongue in cheek. There's nothing to be said that's wrong as long as you keep meeting your prop firm's requirements of utilization of the account or whatever. But there's nothing to be said that's wrong with trading sim. The only thing is when you trade sim, because I'm going to tell you about the evolution of trading from prop firm to live. But when you trade sim, actual sim, not prop firm eval accounts, because those are sim also. But when you trade actual sim, you just can't you can't allow yourself mentally to take trades willy-nilly because it's just a sim account. So, because I can tell you, even when I got done trading Apex and I took my last payout in December, I think it was, the last year, or November, hell, I can't remember. But then I opened up my live account. I traded different with my live account than I even was with my prop, because I had to mentally deal with this again. I can't blow up this account like I could a prop firm that because it's only $30 to get a new one. I mean, everybody's situation is different. Is that Columbia, Kansas? Or Columbia? I have a Columbia here in South Carolina, Dale. I go down there every once in a while. I build houses in South Carolina also, not just North Carolina. Now we had a potential rotation here in the MNQ back to here. Yep. Oh, sorry. I'm sitting here talking about it and I don't have it on my, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not used to. So we had a rotation inside prior day high, back down to prior day close, and then we're rotating right back. But I didn't call that trade out, obviously. I'm kind of called out right now. That rotation went right to that high and then stopped. That's pretty interesting. Well, it's not interesting. That's anticipated. That's expected. Missouri, gotcha. All right. Missouri, gotcha. Oh, no problem, Jojo. No problem. No problem. I enjoy it because, I've said this before, trading is a lonely trading is a lonely thing, but it makes me laugh too, because look at what happened here, then back down. I mean, it's like when you start seeing these things, it gets comical because you recognize why things are happening where they're happening. It's and the more you can pay attention to those things and stay cognizant, or whatever the hell the word is of those things, cognizant of those things, the more you'll build your confidence that, okay, I see what's going on here. We're going from here to here. I mean, that's what gave me the confidence to hold this trade with my stop right here. I mean, everything about this was great because my stop out of the gate was not putting me in the line of fire on retracements. And I talk about that. I talk about candle size. When I enter a trade, and that's another nice thing. I don't want to take a trade here. So but that's another nice thing about this. Let me just talk about this for just 2 seconds. That's another nice thing about this. What is this thing called? Trade Saber tool. So let's just say I was going to take the break of this candle here to the downside. Here's my entry right here. It's showing me on the chart where my target, not my target, where my stop is going to be. So when I was sitting here with this trade here, and I pushed my buy, I could see my stop was clearly below this pivot. So I knew I had room, and that's only because the candle size was small. Now, just as a side note, there's settings in this entry tool that it will put you below the pivot of the candle to your left automatically as your stop. Now, you may be taking high risk and stuff like that by doing that, but but I knew that because I could see the red line below this. So I knew, okay, I got room. I'm comfortable. It doesn't throw the target on until after you're in, but you have a general idea. And so it threw my target on here when I did enter, and my stop was right here out of the gate. I had room. I wasn't trying to take an entry. Let's say, for example, like this, off this line, where the candle is way the hell up here and the bottom is way the hell down here. You see what I'm saying? It's hard. The term I use is it's hard to defend my entry. If you hear me say it's hard to defend my entry, What I'm talking about is because this candle's so damn big, my entry would be, say, here, but my stop should be here. So sometimes what I do, and I've talked about this too, is if this is the scenario, I'll let the candle, now let's just see if I get an example. I let the candle, so let's just say this one right here. Say I'm taking this long right here, okay? Sometimes, and let's just say this candle is so big right here. Sometimes I let the candle go through, and then I wait to see if it rolls back inside, and then I push the button because I want to take the second attempt through, otherwise not take it at all. Because when I can take the second attempt through, then I can put my stop below this candle that I entered on. It's just because, again, I don't want big stop losses that put me in a bad position. I can't defend my position, because my position should really be defended by the pivot candle to my left. By the way, look at the RTY right here. Bink, bink. Now this is not a tradable event, but there's your red line pushing it right back down. Not a tradable event because why? Because we meandered our way there. But there you go. I mean, so the question you may ask is, well, are these red lines real? I don't know, Bob. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. And once you figure out what the reactions are anticipated at the specific lines that are on these charts, and the time of day to do that, you just got to pay attention, and it'll evolve, and it'll develop for you. All right. Am I making sense? Is everybody okay? So how much should I make today? 622. 622.40. Wait a second. Where am I? Yeah, 622.40. I can't read that number. I think my gross was 655. So the difference is my commissions. My balance is up to 55,000. So I gotta evaluate that again. Potentially bring that down. Back into $2,000. Range. So I might wait another week. But I've run my $2,000 back up to $5,000 in the last week and a half or so, whatever it was. Slow and steady wins the race for me, my friends. I got people in this group that, make that in a day. I'm just not one of those people. Yeah. See, I think the number one thing, Ryan, I'm going to say this again one more time, and then I'm going to end. Okay. I'm going to end early today. But so I'm going to say this one more time. If I'm on here for 2 hours, okay, if I'm on here for 2 hours and you guys see, like, for example, on this trade, 1, 2, 3, 4. This was a 4-minute trade. I'm not even normally in a trade 4 minutes. Yesterday's gold trade that I hit which was the exact same trade as this. I think it was 2 minutes. It just went zing, zing, bam. I'm done. Okay. If you guys recognize that I'm on here, say, for 2 hours, and I enter, say, maybe 4 trades. 4's on the high end probably. Yesterday I did do more than 4, but today I did 2 or 3. But anyway, so if I do 4 trades, let's just say on average, and I'm in the trades no more than 3 minutes on average. This was a 4-minute one, but 3 minutes on average. Okay. So 4 times 3 is 12 minutes total. But I'm sitting here looking at charts for 2 hours. That means most of the time, Ryan, I'm sitting on my hands. And that's why I always talk about this guy right here. This guy right here. Because we are being the shark. We are trading with the sharks. When the shark enters the pool and the minnows start swimming around like crazy and getting scattered and punched in the face, we're sitting right along its back and we're enjoying the ride. And then the shark eats its food and he's done. He's going to go back to sleep for, another 30 minutes to an hour. And then he's going to come out. And when he comes back out, we're going to be ready again. So we're opportunistic traders. We're looking for specific things at specific places at specific times. And that means you're sitting on your hands most of the time. As a trader, I could tell you, I think gold is going to go down because it's inside the gold line here to the downside. I think it's going to go down. Why don't I enter and pray that it does? No. That's not what we're looking for. Instead, what we're looking for is exactly this. This candle was above that line 100% here, came down, Donchian Channel low, boom, boom. That's us. We're the sharks. We're not doing this meandering garbage and praying that it goes here. No, instead, we're doing this to here, to there, bam, we got our money. Crossover, retest, Donchian Channel low, smooth pullback, gold line, bam, bam. That's us. So for example, that trade we're in for a minute. Whereas if you got inside this gold line and you're just sitting here hoping the gold line, how many minutes are you going to be in here? How much stress are you going to be getting? What is your target? Do you know where you're going? Do you know where your stop should be? Anyways, that's my 2-second lesson. I want to be in the tank with this guy right here. But I want him to be my friend. So I'm going to swim on the top of his dorsal fin. And I'm going to observe when he entered the tank. Just like right here. If Jim hadn't made all his money already, he probably took this trade too. I'm going to enter the tank when we know the sharks showed up. Everybody have a good day. I'll try to do another live stream tomorrow. I'm having a good week. Holy crap. I just realized I'm up over $2,000 this week. Yeah, I have to be up over $2,000. Yeah. Right. Ryan. Exactly. You're exactly. I think I can't. Otherwise, why? I can't figure out why you'd be trading the NQ unless it's a fix for not, going and getting a bag of heroin or something. I don't know. But anyways, everybody have a good day. I hope everybody got something out of this. I saw a few people make some money today, which is good. Don't give it all back. If I was trading from this point forward, and I've told everybody this before, once you get about this time forward, The only thing I'd be trading, unless you get a slam to one of those static lines, the only thing I'd be trading is a deliberate move to the 5-minute red line. Everybody have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye. Dale, I don't know. I mean, it's totally up to you. I mean, the 25K gives you an easier target. And if you're going to be disciplined and you're going to just slow walk yourself, like in the ES, then, you know, the 25K would be the way to go. You know, everybody have a good day. Bye.